2, 1.
Hello, we are here with our first edition of our Maroon faculty interviews series. The guidance department is trying some new things here, trying to be creative and trying to get to know our staff at a different level and let the community and the kids find out more about our staff and realize that they're actual human beings, real people. So our first interview today on March 20th is the legendary Mr. Feeley. I call him our high school's secret weapon. I've worked with him for 10 years now, and he literally has saved lives with our kids, with parents, with people in the community. He's just such a great resource for our school. And we're so lucky to have him and Mr. Pinto and Mrs. Greger and all the other social workers in our school. So, Mr. Feeley, without further ado, please introduce yourself and tell us what you do on a daily basis in Ridgewood.
Thank you very much, David. Chris, hello. It's nice to see you.
Hello. Good to see you, Kevin.
I'm Kevin Feeley. I'm a crisis intervention counselor, and I work as part of the student life team. Student life team is a new label for an old, ancient group of people comprising of guidance, the GAs, the child study team, and the crisis intervention counselors, and the Care Plus clinicians. Basically, it's as many hands on deck as we can cobble together to meet kids' emotional, psychosocial needs. Step in when families need referrals to outside supports, and kind of basically, hopefully, set up a system of lightning rods for kids to help absorb their energy and process their feelings, process their ideas. And that's what we do at the high school, and that's what we're doing at the middle school. And recently we've expanded our guidance department to the elementary grades as well. We've got 3 professionals rotating around 6 buildings there. So I think that's a pretty good summary.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Feeley, what do you think makes, obviously you were just talking about how you work with the middle schools and there's connections to elementary schools as well. What do you think makes Ridgewood High School a special place, but just the Ridgewood School District as well? So you have a reach outside of just the high school.
I think, I think that I have a unique role in that I can really kind of meet with a kid over 7 years, all the way up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a long time. I'm grateful that in the past I've had a kind of a large handful of kids that I've been able to do that with. That's a special experience because you really get to see somebody grow up and you get to contribute in some small way to their growing up healthy, which is really, it's kind of a moving thing. And it sounds like there's some gravity to that, like when I say it, and I think there really is. I think it's a big benefit to the job to be able to follow families and students over a longer period of time. I think, that probably answers it. In terms of what makes the district special, I think is its emphasis on relationships. I think that we are aware that kids are very special. Our kids are very gifted, talented in many, many ways across the academic spectrum. But none of that works without a relational matrix underneath it to support it. None of that works without kids feeling regarded in a positive way by their teachers. And the majority of kids that we've talked to informally over the years and also formally in surveys have said they feel cared for by the adults in the building. That's the one variable that I think stands out now, kind of day 5 of this remote learning process. there's texts and there's emails going around all the time. There's Google Hangout chats. There's Google meetings, and that's good. I'm hearing kids are responding well, and they're responding well to hearing their teachers' voices and to seeing their faces in this kind of capacity, which is really, really excellent.
Nice.
Really, how's this is an adjustment for everybody, obviously, and we're all in this together. How's your family doing? How are you, and how's your home been affected the last 7 days? And how are you, dealing with everything? And what's your day by day look like right now?
My day by day is comprised of eating everything in sight. I have no discipline at all about diet or exercise. I'm just, oh, look at that. I have some of that. Let me try to eat that. Oh, I think I'll make some of that. Let me try to make some of that. I'm just cooking and eating everything in my house. And I think that's been okay. The walks outside with the dog have been a little bit extra long, which is nice. That's been good. There's a blessing. It's a little bit warmer these days. It's not terribly cold. So that's a good thing. My wife's also able to work from home. So basically we're just trying to stay out of each other's way, take a lunch break, and again, eat as much as and catch up on some silly television shows that we haven't had the opportunity to watch. So, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then what do you think that you're looking forward to in the future here? This is, as Mr. Bailey said, this is something that's new. We are all in this together, and we're all working hard to, kind of make the best of this current situation. But just from your perspective as a mental health professional, what are some things that you're looking forward to in the future here?
The first thing I think of, I'm not sure if this totally answers it, but the first thing I think of is from a conversation that Lauren DePinto and I had recently, where she made the point of we should really capture what we're learning from this. And so she and I and the clinicians from Care Plus, Sarah and Kathy, have been meeting every once in a while on Google Meets and just talking and just processing more what it's like as clinicians, and I'm sure the teachers are too. Just because it's a new experience. What I'm looking forward to, I think, is the clarification of dynamics or elements that are in the educational process, having those things come into view much more clearly. As a result of not having them, and as a result of not necessarily having them just taken for granted. I think as a counselor, that's what I'd like to try to do, is to try to be a little bit more clear about the elements that really help people, and how do I stay out of my own way, frankly, as a counselor, as a therapist, and make sure that kids and families and adults I talk to are getting what they need. That's nice. That's what's happening, I think, to me in my world, and at least that's one weekend. Ask me next week, I might have a different answer for you, but that's what I'm thinking now.
All right, nice. Mr. Feeley, we're going to enter the lightning round of this discussion. Rapid questions. You have to answer within 5 seconds, and that's how we'll end this interview.
Okay.
What college did you go to?
Holy Cross, Worcester, Massachusetts.
What's your favorite band?
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
Coolest place you've ever traveled?
Iceland.
Favorite food? I know you have a lot.
It's pizza. Look at me. It's pizza. Maybe beer, but I'm not allowed to say beer. Oh, wait. I just said beer. It doesn't matter.
Person you admire the most in your life?
My wife.
Why?
I've known her since I'm 12 years old. She's the coolest person I've ever met. She teaches me things every day. And she tolerates my BS. So
I know you're just saying that because she's sitting next to you, but good job.
Oh, yeah, she's totally in the other room right now.
All right, Mr. Feeley, we really appreciate you taking the time.
Yes, thank you.
we really appreciate what you do on a daily basis, and we know you're continuing to work hard from home. And we wish you and your wife and your dog, a fun weekend. Try not to eat everything. You gotta ration it.
I'm trying.
Right.
And we'll talk to you soon. And if kids want to reach out to you, how should they? What's the best way to touch base with you?
Email. Many of them have my cell phone as well. The website's got kind of a mental health supports page annexed to the virtual learning page. All our information is there. It's easy. It's not a problem to get in touch with me ever. Anytime.
Thank you, Mr. Feeley. We really appreciate it.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.